to another episode of Wow Can Cook. And today is a special episode because we are celebrating Chinese New Year and we have special guests. So we have Dr. Gloria, who is our wonderful co-host. And we also have our lovely admin, Ellen, who was born in Hong Kong. And then we have our friends, Edwina and Selena, who are also from China. So welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thanks for having us.
Everybody.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Oh, it's a real honor for Tracee and I to have you on. I was so excited because I only heard the names. I didn't know anything about you.
Well,
so
that's
go ahead, Tracee, take it over.
Well, that's a good segue. So let's tell the members a little bit about all of you. And Edwina, since you are the moderator for our Chinese group, how about you go first? Can you tell us some of your background?
Well, I was born in Hong Kong as well. Mm-hmm. And my schooling has always been in private school. And at the time, if you know a little bit about Hong Kong history, it was a British colony. So the actual official language was English. So, you know, our parents during that time figured we have to send the children to English schools. So I was raised Roman Catholic and was taught English by New York nuns.
Oh,
New York.
Yeah, so hence my accent. It's kind of American.
I noticed, yes. So Edwina, I noticed in the Chinese group they call you master. Can you explain that a little bit?
Well, okay, well, I'm actually very honored that they do that, but for me to stay humble, so the phonetic sound, when they say master in Chinese, in Cantonese is sifu, and the sound is lion and tiger combined.
Oh.
So I always remind myself that I'm always a white belt. I mean, I am a novice of everything. I mean, can you imagine the universe of so much knowledge and wisdom? And here I am in this little lifetime and little old me. So I am humbled and honored for them to address me as such. But I remind myself by saying that I am lion and tiger.
Wow, that's quite a combination, Tracee.
Well, my family's been in martial arts for a very long time. My husband's actually in countdown right now for his 6th degree black belt, and they teach them at a young age that a black belt is a white belt that never gave up.
Exactly.
Wow.
That's the Kano philosophy in judo.
Really? I
yes.
never heard that.
Well, Kano is the founder, and that was at the time of he knew that he was going to pass the plane, and he gathered all his number one students, which is all black belts, and said that when you bury me, please bury me in a white belt, for I am always a beginner.
That's great.
So my father actually is a Tai Chi master. So that also, you know, his philosophy, his virtues, and his principles and his values, obviously, I observed him and I emanated his good qualities.
Oh, that's beautiful to have that type of an example to set.
Right. Edwina, how long have you been away from Hong Kong, or how long have you been you're in Canada, right?
Yes.
How long have you been there?
In Hong Kong?
No, how long have you been in Canada?
Oh, not hugely long, but my last trip from Hong Kong was in March of 2020. And then, of course, you know what happened.
Oh, yeah.
And I haven't been back since. So until we have the red light, it's a go, and I'll be traveling again.
Oh, you will. Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
but not, well, we'll see, perhaps, the big celebration is, the end of this year. We'll see.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
Let's hope so. We're ready for it. The big group.
Yes.
God's
I've
Oh,
been
are we?
saying
Oh,
freedom for all.
Amen.
absolutely. Absolutely.
So Selena, can you tell us a little bit about yourself as well? I know that you're Edwina's buddy.
Yeah, we worked together for over 30 years.
Wow.
Yep, working partners. I was born in Hong Kong, and I come from a family. My ancestors came from Shanghai. So, like a lot of the traditions is coming from a Shanghainese tradition. So I born and lived in Hong Kong most of my life, and just arrived in Canada 2019 December, thinking of coming back for Christmas and leaving, and never get to leave.
Never left.
Wow.
Tracee, don't you find that ironic? I mean, I was in the States and closed my clinics, semi-retired, haha. Went to Ecuador because I speak Spanish fluently.
Oh.
And then I had to run away when the riots started, and I have been here for 4 years because COVID hit. I came in October, COVID hit in March, and I was here to do some business and never left. So we're all kind of, I think Tracee's the only one who's grounded.
Well, Ellen too.
Yeah, Ellen's
So
grounded.
Ellen, can you add your background to this as well? Because I know it's similar.
Well, I was born in Hong Kong, as you outed me, but I grew up in the United States. Can you tell by my accent? No, yeah, so I'm a very American Chinese. We did, of course, have Cantonese traditions and things like that, but mindset wise, there are a lot of things I'm very American and don't know the traditional Chinese. I only know what I grew up with since I was in the US.
Your English accent, are you from the South, like Mississippi?
Mississippi, yeah, I've driven through there.
Oh, you have.
I have all sorts of accents, but yes, I grew up in the Midwest.
Ah, okay.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Well, I'm in Texas, but I haven't developed
yes.
the Texas accent.
Me neither. I don't say
no.
that. Like I don't say y'all.
No, I don't either.
My sister calls that the Y word. She hates that term.
Yeah,
y'all.
but I do
still say you
don't
guys.
mess with Texas.
Yes.
Well, we're seeing that now on the tube.
I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying is don't mess with Texas. But other than that, I don't do the you all either. Y'all.
Y'all.
Well, the funny thing about this is that Selena was kind enough to send me a whole bunch of recipes, to which I picked the easiest one, which is the Chinese turnip cake. And I sent that to Ellen and she's like, oh, my mom just made that. So
and she actually just gave me some yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's funny.
I've had it in China several times, but I never made it. With all the cooking I do, I never made it. I guess I was always intimidated by it. But I had it with a fruit sauce on top. Is that traditional to serve it with fruit or with fruit sauce? Because I had it in Shanghai and in Nanjing with fruit. At the hospital, when they did a big celebration, they served it and I had fruit on it. It's like fruit sauce, but I never made it. So Tracee, you're going to have to show me how to do it too.
And so what I had done to prep is I'll tell you guys all the prep I did, okay? So I have 2 pounds of turnip shredded. I have 8 ounces of rice flour. I will get 1.5 cups of water. I have shrimp here, 1 ounce of dried shrimp, a piece of Chinese sausage, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, A tablespoon of oil I just put in the wok. Another tablespoon of oil because I prepped the pan. So you take a springform pan, you line it with parchment, and then you spread oil everywhere around it. A teaspoon of sesame oil, which, oh my gosh, I love the smell of that.
I know, it's amazing.
2 cloves of garlic, 2 teaspoons of chicken bouillon, which I'm going to use this chicken stock that we've used before from More Than Gourmet. A half a teaspoon of white pepper and 2 pieces of green onion chopped. Okay, so I've got all the prep work done. What's the first
Is your
step?
wok heating, Tracee?
Yes.
Okay, be careful because it'll get really hot if you've got a true wok. I've turned on the fire extinguisher in my apartment many times since I moved here. So so just be careful. Don't let it get unattended.
Should I go get my fire extinguisher?
No, you
No,
won't
if you
need
don't
it.
watch
You'll
it,
be
you'll have to.
fine, I'm sure.
Open the windows.
Yes.
Turn on
Okay.
the fan.
Yep.
Okay, so the first step, go ahead and cook the garlic and the dried shrimp for about 30 seconds. So it's
Oh,
a very
that's
quick cook.
fast.
Yep,
Mhm.
just to quickly brown it. Well, not brown it, but just get it cooked to bring out the flavors.
So Ellen, you're
Bring out
the
the
backup
aromatics.
quarterback,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll quarterback.
calling the audibles.
That's usually what I do, and she's cooking. That's why I tease her because no, Tracee, don't do it that way.
So Ellen, have you seen your mom do this when you were a kid?
No, actually, my mom and dad, they were always, working. So I grew up with my grandma and she did all the cooking. But we always just focused on school and academics and nothing else. So we never,
Wow.
really cooked with
I
my
understand what you
grandma or
say.
parents.
Because I
Yeah.
used to sneak in the kitchen to peek at my grandma as well to see what she was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, after you're done
And
cooking the shrimp, go ahead and add the Chinese sausage and do that for about 30 seconds as well. And then after that, you'll cook the turnip for 6 to 7 minutes.
Okay.
did
I
you
guess
hear
I
that?
didn't need this bowl after all.
You might need it later.
Okay, I'll set
Yeah.
it aside.
See why we have fun on Wow Can Cook? Because I'm doing it
I
remotely.
think Tracee is awesome and she's so brave.
She's very brave, and I write the recipes and I have to test them and I have to adapt them. And then I sit here and direct like Ellen is doing, and we screw up, but that's normal life, right?
No, she looks like a pro.
Mm-hmm.
That's what an apron and a hat will do to you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So do I need to stir this a lot?
Yes.
would,
Yes.
Stir the wok.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
missing
you
all
can
your
stir it and then
fun
cover it.
factors.
What
Yeah,
was that?
don't leave it unattended.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to
Thank you.
stir.
Thank you, Edwina.
Although it does
No, I
take
know. It can easily burn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have either of you watched our Wow Can Cook? Have you watched any of our shows? No?
No.
Yeah. It's hilarious because I test and write all the recipes. I have a cooking institute, and my specialty is cooking with anti-inflammatory ingredients. That's my specialty. So here I write all these recipes and I test them. Like we did 4 recipes this weekend that I wrote and had to test. And then, Tracee's such a good sport, and I'll go, Tracee, you got to prep your stuff ahead of time. Got to have everything in little dishes. So, because we didn't do that in the beginning. And I said, no, you can't do that. So she's been a good sport. We laugh a lot. We screw up, but we also have good dishes.
A lot on her recipes too.
Yes, I do. All cooks, I think, improvise, don't we?
I noticed I noticed your sweet and sour meatloaf.
Yeah, did you try it?
I love meatloaf. And when I was, so I lived in a neighborhood where it was eventually Dad moved us to Canada. and I grew up in Toronto, and we were on a street. It was multinational, so we had Ukrainians, Jewish, white Anglo-Saxon, Brits, all sorts, and then of course three Chinese families. And I used to love going to the Ukrainian house to eat, and we would share dishes. And then when she made meatloaf, I was like, can I come, please?
Please.
Because we don't get that at home, right?
I know. And
I was
have
always
you
been
tried
mad
my
for
recipe?
American food.
Yeah.
Have you tried the sweet and sour yet?
Not yet. I'm gonna do it.
Oh
I
my
have to
gosh.
I have to convince my buddy here, Selena. She's not too thrilled with a lot of meat.
Oh, well, and you can make it, and I've made it also with ground chicken. With people that can't eat beef, I have people that have
Oh,
liver
no,
issues.
meat in general.
Oh, meat in general. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Sweet and sour
then you know
veggie.
what?
Yes, sweet and sour
I've got-
veggie loaf.
Okay, I have a solution. Exactly, Ellen. Make extra sauce because it's so good, right, Tracee? The sauce is amazing. And then just put it over veggies, or put it over veggie pasta, or put it over. Use the sauce; it's delicious. You can put it
How's
over
that
anything.
coming along,
And
Tracee?
Good. Is there something else I can do?
Well,
Sure.
after the cooking it, you add the salt, chicken bouillon, white pepper, and the sesame oil, and then mix it all again.
Okay.
keep stirring.
Yeah, I'm getting an arm workout from all this stirring.
Well, that's good. You can skip yoga today then.
I'm actually gonna.
Yeah, the recipe says the main cue to look for is for the water to be released from the turnip and then the water to start boiling it. So
Okay.
keep an eye out.
That's the clue.
Water is being released.
Good.
Good.
And you've already prepped the pan, the cake pan, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's ready.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, sesame oil smells so yummy.
I know. It's
Yep.
it's so aromatic. It makes you hungry just smelling it, doesn't it?
But the turnip, though, is not the best smelling when you're cooking it.
No, it's not.
Sesame oil is good, but the turnip just does not smell all that appetizing.
But I remember now, I shared with all of you ladies that they had served like a sauce with it. I remember now somebody saying something about for the Americans, because they weren't sure they were going to like the flavor, because we were a delegation of doctors that went to teach. So I think that's why, because when you're saying about the turnips, you're right. I think that they wanted to kind of give us a little something to kind of camouflage the flavor. I don't know. But I put some on. It was...
Chinese used to eat it with chili sauce, chili paste. Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
I love
That
that.
takes away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we pan fry it. Some recipes say we just go ahead and eat it after it's steamed, but we always pan fried it.
Yeah, the one I had was pan fried. Yeah. But see, Selena, the reason we couldn't do that, we were teaching what foods caused inflammation. So they couldn't serve chili sauce with it if they wanted to, because I think that's why they did the fruit, because we don't eat chilies or hot peppers when you're reducing inflammation. So I think that's why, because that's what we were there for, to teach.
Interesting. How come?
Because they're a nightshade. They're a solanine chemical that induces inflammation.
Oh, even fresh chilies?
It doesn't matter. It's the constituent, the chemical that's in the nightshades. Tomatoes, potatoes, peppers, eggplant. Yeah.
Well,
we eat potatoes, but we buy white sweet potatoes that taste almost the same. Tracee, don't let it burn.
Okay, I gotta add this.
keep stirring. Keep stirring.
All right,
keep
so
stirring.
now you're adding the rice flour. Okay.
My
the turnip.
my qigong master used to tell us not to eat potatoes past the sunset.
Yeah.
And he said
It's a nightshade.
there are certain veggies that you should not eat like for dinner because, you know, when the sun goes down, and he never told us why. He just said, he just told us, you know,
Not to.
don't eat it.
No, what he meant was that, I mean, those chemicals are in all of the nightshades, okay? All of the vegetables that are nightshades. But when it turns dark after sundown, it intensifies.
Ah.
So if a person eats potatoes, it like, you know, arthritis, fibromyalgia, whatever, ME you call it in England, I mean in Canada. If you have inflammation, you eat it in the morning, you're probably going to get the response to it if you're sensitive to it, but not as bad as if you had it at dinner. That's what he was trying to say.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, he only if he said if you're going to eat potatoes, then eat it in the morning.
Yeah, and you couldn't pay me to eat any nightshades because my inflammation gets so bad. Otherwise, I don't have any.
So having
I haven't eaten any in 40 years.
Having the QT, no French fries.
Okay, here we go. Yeah,
Okay,
hold on.
so
No,
let's-
I do. I make them
pan?
out of white sweet potatoes.
Oh, I see.
Say that again.
I said, so what about using the Q Wave, your white device? Would that assist in metabolism?
No, it's always on me. No, not right now. I think we have to get to the point where we've used the home healing and possibly go through the bed before we can get over that. I don't know that. I guess Dr. A is the only one that can answer that.
Oh, that's
but it hasn't
interesting.
changed. Yeah, it's got
Gloria?
to change. Yes.
Can you explain how this isn't for 100% of the population? It's just if you have inflammation.
Yes, but because over 90% of the population has inflammation, that's why that became my specialty. Tracee's right. Tracee can eat tomatoes, potatoes, and peppers and not be affected. But she's also an athlete and she's very strict on her diet. So her health is extremely good. But the point is that because most conditions have an underlying cause of inflammation, you know, whether you have high blood pressure, diabetes, I'm type 2 diabetic, you know, like I said, any inflammatory disorder, even in the colon, you know, irritable bowel, colitis, Crohn's disease, it doesn't matter, it's inflammation. So the base of most diseases are inflammation. So Tracee's very fortunate she doesn't have it. She can eat all of those wonderful tomatoes out of her garden. I didn't dare. I mean, if I did that, I'd be so sick. It takes me days to get over it. It's got to get through your system and wiped out.
All right,
okay,
Tracee. So you've got the thing all put in the pan. Go ahead and spread the corn or the oil on top to make and smooth it out.
On top of this?
Yes, to make it shiny, nice and shiny.
She wants it shiny, Tracee.
Are we using olive oil?
Or is
avocado oil.
Avocado.
Oh, avocado oil.
Yeah.
Good.
Avocado oil has a higher smoke point, so it doesn't burn as easily.
That's right.
Right. Coconut oil or avocado oil have the high smoke point.
I only use
butter and olive oil don't.
Salad dressings.
Yeah, me too. I only use it when it's cold, not to heat, not when it's heated.
Well, the Chinese traditional, you know, our family used peanut oil.
I like peanut oil. That's tasty.
Yeah, I do.
All right, now you're putting it in the steamer. Yep.
Yeah.
All prep.
Oh,
Put it in the
awesome.
steamer.
Is it
And
for
how
an
long
hour
do you
or
steam it
something?
for? It can vary. The cook time can vary by 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the stove container and the amount of ingredients you're using. So it could be 20 minutes on high heat or 20 minutes on medium heat. So it just depends on your oven, your stove, and your ingredients.
Oh, turnip cake is cooking. We can chat about Chinese traditions. This is what I'm really excited about. So you lovely ladies shared a bunch of things with me on Telegram. So let's start off by, we'll kind of go back and forth with you ladies to see what your families like to cook and what the meaning behind each thing is. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, how about if we let Selena go first, since I feel like I've hardly heard her speak so
Actually, I'm the quiet type. I like to listen, not to speak. But in my family, but in all family Chinese culture, the big thing is the last day of the year where the family gathered from all around and then come back reunited as a whole. And that dinner is very important to us. It's a reunion, is like haven't seen each other for a long time and come back as one. So we have lots of dishes that night, and the most important thing is there has to be some veggie dish. There has to be a veggie dish. Has to be a fish, because the phonetic sound of fish is like you have leftovers, like leftovers fortune, leftovers luck from the previous year, bringing forward to the next. So you got to have fish.
Wow.
Yeah, and then like most family have chicken, and in my Shanghainese culture, we always have this braised pig nugget.
Okay, so
It's
what do the vegetables, the chicken, and the pig nugget represent?
Well, the chicken is always like in any festive dinner, we always have chicken, because it's like you have money, then you have the chicken. If you don't have money, then you can't buy the chicken, right? So everybody saved up for that night to have a chicken. But the pig nugget for us is the hen. It's in Chinese we call it Wang Cai Zhao Shao. It's like we have fortune, like very, very easily we get fortune. So we have that pig nugget dishes. And then the veggie is because usually we don't cook on Monday, like the first day, the second day, the third day. We started cooking on the fourth day, probably. So we have to have leftovers. And usually the veggie is one of the dish that you can leave. You can save up in the fridge for 2-3 days, and then mix it up with noodles, fried noodles, or mix it up with fried rice, and then make a dish. And everybody on the first couple of days will be busy visiting our relatives. Of course, the first day is our parents, our elders, and then like the second day would be our cousins, and then onwards, like maybe the neighbors, and then we exchange gifts. And sometimes we usually exchanges the cooked food, like the turnip cake or the coconut cake.
Yeah.
We exchange those. And then nowadays, we just buy stuff like candies or cakes from stores. But like previously before, we always cooked something. And like in the very, very early times when people are still farmers, they usually bring a live chicken or a live duck over to visit. So that's
Just to hang out or to
just
cook?
No, to give us a gift, like prosperity. Like every time we enter a house, we have to like think of a lot of like nice verses to like send blessings to the family. So with all the livestock and all the gifts, it's kind of abundance.
Oh, nice.
That's
I
great.
have 8 chickens. So
you haven't eat chicken?
She's on a farm. Yeah.
She lives on a farm, right? Laying eggs.
Oh,
Yes.
that's great.
Yes, they lay eggs.
And
I'm
eggs,
jealous.
talking about eggs, Chinese family always cooked all the eggs in their house on the last day, because he said we don't want to have any bad eggs that carry on to the next year, because bad eggs means like a very bad person. 坏蛋 is
You're a
like
bad egg.
meaning, yeah, you're a bad egg. That means you're like a horrible person to keep.
So you don't
No
want to
bad
carry
eggs.
that horrible person to the new year.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's funny.
Thank you, Selena.
That's great,
That sounds
Edwina, Selena.
lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. Master Edwina, what
Well-
about, tell us some of your favorite traditions.
Well, my family stems from Guangzhou, which is southern China, in an area called Sunwei. And that area is very famous for mandarins and tangerines and oranges. And actually, my great-grandfather was the first merchant to go overseas to New York.
Oh, wow.
And he was the first in that village to be able to speak English. And he
Edwina, is that the old canton? I
I
pronounce it Guangzhou. Am I saying? I know I say
Yeah,
it wrong,
yeah.
but isn't that the old canton?
yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah. But we're in a little village just outside. I've never been there. The closest I've been to is, because I'm a golfer, and the closest is an area where they have one of the most beautiful golf courses. So my real hometown, I've never been. But the closest would be a little town. It's called Gongmun, and it's about half an hour's drive away from my old town. But anyways, so I don't want to repeat what Selena said. So usually most Chinese family do the same thing. So the reunion dinner, which is New Year's Eve, is the most important. And she's correct. There is a story why we cannot go into the kitchen on New Year's New Year's Day, like for at least 3 days, like to really cook. So the only thing that we can cook and offer to people are these cakes. So the turnip cake is one of them. And then there's sweet cakes too, usually made out of coconut milk.
Oh, yum.
And that is,
Yeah,
and they're all very chewy and very filling. So you just feel bloated, because you're eating so much, right? And then so she reminded me that, so my grandmother used to make two special dishes in our family. One was called the vegetable bowl, and it was huge. You could have it for a month because, the pot is about this big, and she has to feed the entire family, which is over 20 some odd people, when we all come together, right? And it's like huge. And one of the most important ingredients in there, and it was a favorite when I was a kid, phonetically, in Cantonese, we call it Fat Choy. Fat Choy. And it looks like it's like black hair. And I believe in English is black moss, which I believe is not available anymore.
Right.
Oh, no wonder I couldn't find it.
Yeah, for some reason, it's still grown, it's still available, but just like maybe I was thinking anything good, they always say you can't have it.
Yeah.
It's for your own good.
Yeah.
Right?
For your health.
Right. So maybe we should do a study on what, what that is. But as a kid, the phonetic sound of Fat Choy means Fat Choy. Gaining,
making a fortune.
Yeah, gaining fortune. Okay.
Oh.
So the Chinese always like to link everything phonetically, like of the sound, right? So we used to have a ton of that in that veggie bowl. And you know, in the veggie bowl, there is the baby corn, carrots, lots of different kinds of vegetables, like baby bok choy.
Mhm.
Mushrooms.
And another thing, oh, I don't know, is it some 木耳同雲耳英文係咩啊？
Oh, wood ear.
fungus. Wood
It's a
ear.
white fungus. It's wood ear and yeah, white fungus.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Oh.
sounds gross, but it's yeah.
It's very good.
It-
It's delicious. It
Mhm.
actually is
And-
very good for blood circulation.
Mm.
The black one is very good.
Yeah, the black one.
The white
So-
one is good for your lung.
So we
Ah.
used to have all that. And then because, you know, I have asthma, so grandma used to make a lot of that for me to eat. So
Yeah.
anyways, and then of course you like Selena says, that veggie bowl, she, you know, later on she can put it with noodles, and then that would you know, that would go on to it. So it's kind of like the Italians having tomato sauce, but we have veggie,
Yeah.
right? Like
I
that.
love veggies.
Yeah. So that was one of my
Yeah, I do
favorites.
too.
Was veggies
And the other favorite that my grandma used to make is ji ma wu. It's
yeah.
black sesame
Seed paste.
soup, I guess, but it's very thick. And
Mhm.
that is my favorite. And there is this stone grinding machine. And as a little kid, I used to run into the kitchen and go, let me help. And then grandma's like, oh my.
God.
Because the thing is so heavy and it's like bigger than me, and I have to walk and run and go like this. But it's still that stone piece is still sitting in my brother's house in
Wow.
yeah, so dad brought it over from Hong Kong to Canada and it's still sitting there, but I don't think it's been used for a gazillion years.
Wow.
And
Yeah, you
because
can now actually buy it in a box like Jello.
no, I noticed the difference. I never do that. I only have fresh, right? So so in the Chinese tradition, why do we have you have to have something sweet to bring in the new year.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it is to bring in the sweetness of your heart towards prosperity and open up your heart to sweetness and embrace love. And then so and then of
Well,
course
A lot
New-
of people like to add the glutinous rice balls.
oh yeah,
with
yeah,
the
dumpling.
sesame inside, which meaning
汤圆.
汤圆 meaning what, like 圆滿 coming together, like round,
Unity.
because it's round, unity. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
It's a
interesting.
you might so Dr. Gloria, you might, you know, cringe a little because it's very glutinous.
Well, how can rice be glutinous?
Well, they smash it into like a paste, and then they
Yeah,
mix it up
well,
into
It
a
is a
bowl.
yeah,
different
Edwina's
type
correct.
of rice.
Yeah, it's a different type of gluten. It's not gluten like we use gluten that I tell people stay away from gluten, you know, from bread that has gluten. This is glutinous from the rice, Tracee.
From
So
the
it isn't
starch
the
gets
gluten.
sticky? Is it because the starch
It's
gets
Yeah,
very
it's the
sticky.
starch. It's not really the gluten. Yeah, yeah. So there is a difference. Go ahead, Edwina.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
And that would be our dessert. And I always look forward to it because that was my favorite. And I love the little balls too, because it also had sesame in it.
Yeah,
And
I
My
like
grandma
that
made
too.
one. Like my grandma made one with like that looked like a little duck on top of all the little balls. Did you?
Oh,
Uh-huh.
That's so
cute.
Really?
cute.
Oh,
Mhm.
cute.
Yeah,
Not a chicken, huh? A duck.
that's right. Well, chicken, you know, is because you know, Hong Kong was quite poor after all these wars and da 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 da, right? So chicken
Mhm.
was only for the elite families. So this
Right.
is why later on, chicken became like it was to show the prosperity that you have gained throughout the years. And I can recall when I was a little kid, we didn't have, like, chicken wasn't like a meal that was very accessible every single night. We ate a lot of
Mhm.
fish, uh,
Mhm.
something that was not as expensive on the menu.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting, because now fish is more expensive than chicken.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Yes.
Especially if it's healthy fish from healthy waters, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
New Year's Day is when you do all your blessings. So the blessings is kind of like very poetic. They're
Uh-huh.
4 or 5 word lines, and it is blessings. Usually, you greet the elders with all these blessings, and then they give you one of these. Can you see it?
Yeah, it's red
Lucky
Yeah.
envelope.
and gold.
Yeah, the red
With
envelope.
gold.
Yes, with
Yep.
gold, and we call it feng Lacey, and it is the elders giving it to the younger generation,
And
and
also sometimes when you give gifts to the neighbors, they will give a red packet in return as
Right.
it's a gesture of politeness. Yes.
but it's also a cycle of giving. So it is
Mm.
receive and also giving.
Nice. And
It's
Ellen, do you
beautiful.
have any traditions that you can add to this that your family did?
I don't remember all of the meals so much. I remember like my grandma would put out things like for New Year's, she always like had the lights on.
Oh yeah,
Oh
The
yeah,
lights
yeah, yeah,
on
yeah,
like for
yeah,
the
yeah.
like the
yeah.
3 days.
Yeah.
And then she would put out some candy, like strawberry bonbons. Then there's this other candy that was wrapped, and I'm not sure what exactly that candy was, but it was like in a red foil with gold. And then there were also these red seeds. I can't remember if they're
Guazi.
water. Yeah, I can't remember what that is in English. And oh, what else did I think that was the things that we put out. Oh, and of course we did have like little mandarins or tangerines to go with it
Mhm.
and we just like left that out on the table and stuff like that. Oh,
Well,
lotus seeds
because
too, like
Mandarin
candied
in
lotus seeds.
Chinese is gum mama, so you
Gum.
have to
Yeah,
have that.
gum is like gold. Yeah,
Correct.
it sounds like the word gold
Oh,
in Cantonese. That's why. So there's a lot
that's
of
why.
things that sound like it. Like the number 8, that's why Chinese people love the number 8, because it's 8 sounds like a fought, which
Right.
is, it's fortune. So that's a
Oh, is
lot
that
of
what it
those things.
is?
So what about the
Yeah.
golden chrysanthemum I know that at Chinese New Year's, you can always buy golden chrysanthemums at the store. What significance do those flowers have?
I don't know about that.
Really?
I don't know
had a lot
either.
of
I didn't get one
chrysanthemums.
this year because I didn't see them, but normally at Costco, they have these big, beautiful golden chrysanthemums and they have the red envelope with it.
I don't think I've seen
is-
that.
Is that fresh?
Maybe it's a
It's
Costco
fresh,
thing.
right?
It's a fresh
Fresh.
flower.
And the pot is there's lots of pebbles.
I don't recall, but I just know that you can buy this potted golden chrysanthemum and then I put it in my yard
But
after.
it is one of the popular kind of flowers that people like to buy. So the chrysanthemum gold is like a golden thing, okay? But also there's popular flowers like the daffodils.
Yes.
Turf,
they're
yeah,
gold.
I don't know. Turf, yeah, is another thing. The daffodils is very like the fragrance is very fresh and light, and people love that.
Mhm.
And also, yeah, I don't know what it is in
In
English.
English, neither do I.
Yeah.
I'm going, okay, translate.
And then another very, very popular one is a plant with a little golden gum zai. So it's like the mandarin plant
Mhm.
that people would like to have. And
Was
when
it
the
kumquats? Those
Yeah,
little
yes,
kumquat,
yes,
correct.
kumquats,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Kumquat, yes.
Yeah, by the time we finish with the New Year celebration, we usually cut the kumquats and then ferment it in salt for over a year, and this is very good for the throat.
Oh, I
Wow,
saw those
that's
at
a new
Costco
one.
last week.
Yeah, you mix it with hot
Yeah.
water.
And then you take one out,
Wow.
mix it in the hot water. Yeah, and then it's very soothing and good for sore throat or coughs like that.
Wow, I love
Is it-
kumquats, but I usually pickle them. I pickle
Yeah,
them like you
that's-
pickle onions.
Tracee, use a chopstick to stick it in the middle to see if it's done.
Okay.
Sort of like a
Uh,
regular cake, how you stick it in and
I
pull
wanted
it
to
out.
make a comment when you said about what was the black, it looked like hair that you said we couldn't get
Oh,
anymore.
the
Black moss.
black moss.
Black moss. Do you know? Well, I know why you can't get it anymore. You all know the reason because it works.
Yeah.
But you can get it. I have Chinese friends in Copenhagen, Denmark. They're doctor practitioners, friends of mine, and they can get it in the Scandinavian countries because the waters are clean and the soil is clean and the moss grows over there. So they use it medicinally, but we can't get it anywhere else right now. So
I
I know what you're
heard
talking
the
about.
Japanese also like, just like anything that is ousted, there are some countries that will keep it. So the Japanese,
Yes.
I'm not sure exactly where, but they have it too.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they did.
Yeah.
As long as it's not by
It's,
Fukushima, we're
But
okay.
usually usually they just keep it to themselves. It's not exported. You can't,
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, goodness. Okay, Tracee, move that jar so we can see your beautiful dish
Oh,
there.
I
We can't
wanted
see
them
it.
to see my chili sauce. It's almost empty, but it's Lee Kum Key.
yeah.
Kumquat, yeah, it's
They-
a very
they come
famous
gay.
brand.
We use. Okay, this is
I
it.
used to play squash with him.
Huh?
I used to play squash with the boy.
Oh my gosh, you're like a
Wow.
little athlete, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, it kept.
Tracee, show us the dish.
Okay,
Go
here's
ahead
the
and
deal.
turn it up
It's
so,
hot, so I
so we
don't.
can see
You
it
can
up close.
sprinkle the green onions and stuff to decorate it on top to make it look prettier.
The green onions, yeah, that would
Yep.
look. Anything
And I'll
else?
give it a little bit of a
How long did you bake it, Tracee?
20 minutes.
steam.
Steam.
Mm-hmm.
I steamed it in this.
Yeah.
Yes, the big steamer.
Okay.
And then what it suggests is to cool that overnight in the refrigerator so it hardens up a bit, and then you you can cut it up and pan fry it.
Okay.
See, I've only had it pan fried. I didn't know you could steam it. Yeah.
Well, you steam it all first,
Yeah.
then you pan fry
but
it.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you're right. When I had it served, though, it was already, obviously it was steamed, and then I just got it fried. Okay, let's see.
Okay, can you see it?
Wow.
Yes.
That
You
is
are
really
such a
great.
pro.
Good job.
Well,
More
she
Chinese than me now, Tracee. You've made that. I've never made it.
exactly. Well, she's kind of related to China. She's Italian.
Yeah, exactly.
Marco Polo.
Exactly. She's kind of related. See, we'll make you an
Yes.
honorary one.
That's
Yep.
right. All
Pretty
the spaghetti came from China.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's awesome,
Guys,
Tracee.
I
So
just
you-
want to thank you so much for coming on today, for hanging out, for sharing your passion, your joy, your humor, your love. This has been a total blast, and I'll chill it overnight. I'll fry it up tomorrow and I'll let you guys know how it is.
You can try it
Perfect.
now just
Yeah,
to
you
see if
can
you
eat
like
it now, actually.
You can,
Oh, I
yeah.
can?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just usually better when it's pan fried.
yeah.
When it's fried.
Oh,
Yeah, but I will
okay.
add to what Tracee said, ladies. Thank you so much. It's been such an honor to finally see those faces with those names.
It's been
And
an
you better
honor.
watch our cooking shows.
Yes, and I'll tell you the
Yes.
meatloaf when I get some time
That's
to
a
do it.
deal. That's a deal.
Oh, I'll wait and add that next time. Okay, let's see.
And
I
then
just
Selena,
want-
tell me
was
how
one
the sauce
tradition.
is
That
on
reminded
a
me
non-meat
of,
dish.
what
s-
Tracee just did reminded me of something we were told not ever to do, was to blow on our food. My grandma
Oh,
said, don't ever blow on your food because you're blowing away, good food, good fortune, things like that. So I
Oh,
never
geez.
blow on my food to cool it off.
Oh,
like,
don't
wave
blow
it
in your food,
around.
Tracee.
Well, that explains
I
it.
never heard that. That's funny.
but that was only for New Year's.
Oh, it's all the time for
Oh,
us.
Oh, all the time for you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, it's only
Wow.
for 15 days for us.
Oh, okay.
Starting,
How is it, Tracee?
all the way to the 15th.
Oh, okay.
Wow. How is it?
It's good.
You like it?
You like it?
Yeah.
And if you wanted to make vegetarian, you could just leave out the dried shrimp and the Chinese sausage, and then it's vegetarian.
Yeah, why would I want to
That's
do
true.
that?
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, I'm gonna try it with the chili oil.
Well, you can now use sriracha.
Yep.
I love
Right?
sriracha.
Yeah, I pour
Yes.
sriracha all
You
over.
know, you're in California. You can get that like that.
Exactly. And she can have
Hello,
it.
we
She
have
doesn't
the
have
Well,
a,
there you
Yay.
go. Yes, the traditional.
Oh,
she
I
doesn't
didn't
have the inflammation issue, so she can eat all the sriracha she
realize
wants.
this was traditional.
You can't get it in Canada?
Guess how much it costs?
Oh my goodness. What is it?
It's $10
How much
Canadian.
what?
Wow.
This?
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So, that's around like maybe $8 USD, right?
Mm.
Ridiculous.
I don't know, but I know that
Yeah.
it's delicious. I love this stuff.
Mhm.
So I will definitely put it
Well-
on here. I'll try Ellen's tip of pan searing it again too.
Tomorrow.
So,
Cool.
Tracee, you've been a great sport. That was fun to watch you do it in a walk. Thanks for getting
Yes,
the
you
walk.
were awesome.
Yep,
well, you guys
absolutely.
were awesomer. So
That's
thank
fun.
you, and I want to
Awesomer.
honor all of you for coming. I've never been to China, but someday when we open a QHS center over there, I will definitely be there at the grand opening and give everyone big, fat, juicy hugs in person, face to face.
Yes.
Great.
Awesome.
Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you.
This was a
Thank
real
you.
honor.
Thank
Bye.
you.
See you
Gong Hay
next
Fat
time.
Choy. Yeah.
Okay,
See
bye.
you next time. Take care.
See you. Thank
Take care. Bye
you.
bye.